Hey fabulous people, so just been sipping on a bit of red and spent a good hour and a half brewing up the Shiana deck. As you can see, and you probably know, she is beautiful and she may use any specialization cards of any hero in her deck. Being Blitz, obviously up to 2 copies of any specialization cards, and something at the beginning of your turn you can copy your opponent's hero. So I'll have to see about that part when I'm actually playing her, which will be tomorrow. And the lovely contrast, the Diamond Gemini is holding her Lost Prince, the Rusty Relic Talishar. So 4 attack, you get 3 goes of it, 2 resource to swing, and after the 3rd time it gets destroyed due to the overwhelming amount of rust. So I decided to go with the first iteration. Just sort of scan over here while I'm telling you the brief idea. First iteration was really just some good 2+ cost, 2 or higher cost attacks, and then a load of pummels. And one of the 2 cost attacks is Regurgitating Slog. So this is an original Welcome to Wraith card, and it says, camera, as an additional cost to play this, you may banish a card called Sloggism from your graveyard. If you do, this gains Dominate. So it costs 2, hits for 6, and it's pretty much going to get Dominate in this deck because, you guessed it, we are playing 1, 2, 3 Sloggisms. The reason not going higher is because we've only got 40 cards to play with. Sloggism blocks for 2, and it's not insane in this sort of deck with generic limitation. One thing about pre-attack pumps is obviously they're on the board and your opponent knows what they're dealing with versus a pummel or an attack reaction. And whilst I do hope that tomorrow I get off a Sloggism into an attack into a pummel, I would assume that's going to be quite rare for this deck to do. So got 1 Sneaky Sigil, which we can hide with Sink Below and E-Strikes and blow someone out at some point. It's always good in this format. I think Command and Conquer is super popular. So having a turn in most games where you can get Sigil into your arsenal, and if it lines up with their CNC and you don't want to block, you just take 3 damage essentially and they don't get any value. Then we've got some Sink Belows, which are obviously great. In this sort of deck, I think hiding cards is extra paramount. So we'll see how that part goes. Got 1 red pummel. I think that really on cards like Dominate anyway, and in a format where not a lot of decks will have like heaps of defense reacts, I think pummel in yellow for 3 and even blue for +2 is going to be pretty fine. So whilst I want to play a lot of pummels, I don't want to go too heavy on reds. So I think the total count was 13 reds, then 12 yellows, and then a chunky 15 blue. The reason I want 15 blue is obviously I'm playing 2 and 3 cost attacks and then trying to play the pummel onto them, and of course trying to get some Sloggisms out prior to some of those attacks as well. So there's going to be some hands where I'm going to really want 2, maybe even 3 blue, depending what's in my arsenal, etc. So anyway, back to here. Got the Sink Belows, Razor Reflex. So this card I've put in, if I hit a turn with Razor and E-Strike, it's just good times. You can go for the draw card probably most of the time and then just Razor it up to 8. It's going to get go again, you draw your card back and your opponent's like, shit. So that can be quite good, but obviously you wouldn't want a Razor just for 1 target. So Razor says if it's not hitting an attack action, it says target sword or dagger. Now, luckily, Talishar down the bottom there, the weapon, is a sword. So Razor can just, again, in a format where there might not be a load of defense reacts, you can just Razor the sword and that's going to hit for 7. And once we move down to the yellows, you'll see what else. So Regurgitating Slog I've taken you through. E-Strike, just a solid card, blocks for 3, it can give go again. It feels really important in this deck to have those options, again, even more so. Alpha Rampage, I decided to put 1 in there. I believe that you could have quite a sneaky little turn where if you have an arsenal of Sloggism or pummel, you can just play the Alpha Rampage, and you can pitch, so you can do the sneaky pitch. If you have pummel in your arsenal, you could pitch a yellow first to play the Alpha Rampage if you don't want to discard the wrong pitch value card. Then pitch your blue to make the third resource, play Alpha Rampage, discard your last card, and you have 2 floating. They're going to intimidate 1 anyway, and then you just come over with a pummel from your arsenal. It's going to do like 12, 13 damage, and they have only 3 cards and equips to block, so it's going to be pretty sick. Command and Conquer, obviously with 5 pummels in the deck, and it blocks 3, it's going to be savage. Down to the yellows, Sloggism. I decided to have 1 Plunder Run. I had 2. I had a blue, but I thought the +1 wasn't super effective, and I ended up having loads of blue options anyway. I think 1 Plunder Run is really nice in this deck because it kind of acts as like a 4th Sloggism for a pre-pump, but from Arsenal it's free. And at the end of that, when you like pitch your whole hand and play a pummel and an attack action, hopefully you're going to get to draw the card back. So I just thought 1 pummel for a bit of spice and a back-breaking turn is really, really good. Now, Lessons in Lava, I'm going to give props to the beautiful Kiki from Wellington who works at Cerberus. Awesome person. Kiki explained to me Lessons in Lava for Shiana at Nationals. Now, you just literally play these 2. People are probably not going to side an Arcane Barrier versus Shiana. I just don't think it's a natural inclination or instinct. So this is going to just be 3 unblockable damage for 1. Then it's going to find the other one for you to do 3 the next turn. And I thought of a game-ending combo, depending how in control you feel of a match. If you want to do 6 in 1 turn unblockable, and you've seen the sigils already, or you don't think they have sigils, anything to blow you out, you can get Tome and Arsenal. You're going to play Mage Master Boots, which we'll see in our equipments later. So you've got to go again on non-attack actions, and then we've got 2 Time Snap Potion. So you could actually have it where you have Tome and Arsenal, you sack to get an extra action point, you play Lessons in Lava, find the next one, put it on top, play Tome from Arsenal after making another action point with the second Time Snap or with your boots, draw 2 cards, gain like 4 or 5 life, whatever it is after that, and then you draw into the second Lessons and then you play that one as well. So that could be pretty sweet. Now, only running 1 sigil because it doesn't block, and we have 2 Tome. 2 Tome of Feyendal and Blitz seems really, really nice, and the only potions we are playing are the 2 Time Snaps. So basically, I'm happy to just block with like a Sink Below in 1 turn, or even like a Skull Cap or something, however it plays out. Maybe they just have a bad turn and I'm lucky. But yeah, either way, once we play the Tome out of Arsenal, we're going to want to do it in combination, I think, always with Time Snap Potion or Mage Master Boots. So we're going to draw up to 4 or 5 cards, 6 cards. We're playing Tunic as well. And then have another action point after that to then, Sloggism, attack action, pummel, and absolutely wreck them. Singing Steelblade, this is the card I said we'd get to. So again, it's a specialization. Obviously, you're probably mostly familiar with this card. It's a warrior attack reaction. It says target weapon gains +1. If your defending hero has defended with a card from hand, you get to search your deck for an attack reaction card, banish it face up, play it this turn, or this chain link, sorry. That goes into Razor Reflex. So again, I realized in putting this together, 2 blues plus 2 Singing Steelblades in hand. You can pitch blue, swing out with Talishar. Hopefully they'll be on lower life by then, so they're going to want to block a bit. And then you can go Singing, Razor, pitch blue, Singing, Razor. So you've pitched 6 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these are coming out of your deck, so you don't need to think, oh, I need extra cards. And of course the math on all that is 6, which is 2 blues, so pretty cool. Sink Below Yellow, again, I just felt, I looked at Springboard Somersault, yellow unmovable, but I'm going to want some big hands to play out my attacks and things, so a free defense react seemed good, and I always get stuck on Somersault, and I've got a lot of other cards I want to put in Arsenal in this game, like Tome, and of course Pummels, and just general other stuff, so I didn't think Somersault was great, and Sink Below is giving us that ability again to hide you know, some random jank. I mean, even hiding a Singing Steel Blade or Lessons in Lava for late game. I think these things are actually going to be really important. Down to our blues, we've got Last Ditch Effort, which you may know or may not, but again from Wraith, it costs 3. It blocks for 3. It hits for 4, but if you have no cards left in your deck, it hits for 8 and gets go again. So this was one big reason I went high to 15 blues. So late game we can try and play these off if we need to. Drone of Brutality seems really good in this deck. It's just, again, it's good pitch. It can block for 2, go back into the deck. It can discard to Alpha Rampage, go back into the deck, and it can be targeted by pummels. So if you have nothing else to do in a turn, you attack for 4, for 2, and then for the other 2, pummel, and it's happy days. Pursuit of Knowledge, basically same sort of stats as Drone, but blocks for 2. But this is a card that again is going to allow us to have some massive turns. If we have this with a pummel in the same turn and can play it out, it's going to be pretty devastating. So we're going to draw up to 5 the next time, and they've got like 1 or 2 cards left probably by the time the pummel hits. And yeah, good times. Arknight Shard, so this is just going to be a sneaky 1 or 2 damage more. I kind of like it how it's Runeblade and Lessons as Wizard, so you've got a little smidgen, a touch of arcane damage from both your heroes there. But yeah, we need blue pitches, and why not just make an unblockable rune chant for free? I feel like it might be one of the things that wins you the game. Time Snap Potion, mainly for tome, but again, you might just opt to use it one time to have a massive attack, depending on if you've drawn loads of cards or whatever the thing may be. Sloggers in blue, so it's a blue pitch, which we wanted more of, and it still gives +4, which is massive. So this sloggers into Regurgitating Slog, which you can exile the Sloggism straight away on that chain link. Well, how it, you know, as soon as you play Regurgitating Slog, the Sloggism's already in the graveyard, and you can hit for 10 Dominate, so that's all good. Blue Pummel, as we said, +2. They're going to discard a card if it connects, which it's hopefully going to. And then 2 blue Unmovable. Felt kind of safe. It's fine against Wizard and Runeblade, and it's also just good against Warrior out of the arsenal, and probably most decks. Even Bloody Ninja can block a Torrent, a Tempo, etc. So there we go, 15 blues, 12 yellows, and 13 reds. Shiana and her blade. And then we'll just pack this up a bit, and we will show you the equipments. It's pretty straightforward, obviously being generic. We don't have a lot of options, so but we'll show you. We've got obviously 4 Null Rune. I thought was pretty fine. Yeah, hey Wizard, I got loads of blues and yellows and 4 Null Rune, so, and a load of attack reactions, so let's see how that goes. Iron Rock Gauntlets, 2 in case, depending how fearful you are of a aggressive ninja or, you know, certain warrior decks. And then I felt like the main setup probably is going to be these lot here. So this is probably your starting 4, if you want to call it that. Skullcat blocks really well. Goliath Gauntlet gives most of your deck +2, or most of your attacks +2. Mage Master Boots is good for a tome turn, and Tunic is actually super important in this deck. So I did look at cards like Hardened Crossstrap, but I've realized that most of our attacks, Command and Conquer, Regurgitating Slog, Pursuit of Knowledge, they're all 2 cost. And then of course we've got 5 pummels that we're wanting to combo with those. So obviously the 2 + 2 is 4, and Tunic counter plus blue equals 4. So it just means that we can roll through our turns, and every 3rd turn, once we've blocked a bit and traded blows, etc., we're going to get a resource on here, and we can keep a 3-card hand, being like a Pursuit and a pummel, or a Slog and a pummel, and we can pitch our blue Tunic and just buff, and that's with blocking with still 1 or 2 cards the turn before, so we're not hemorrhaging loads of damage. So yeah, Shiana, Diamond Gemini, Rusty Blade. Wish us luck tomorrow. We'll let you know how it goes. I'll maybe update the description and yeah, say what the matchups were and how badly I got destroyed. But have a great night. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.